All right, everyone. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you how I take care of my maintenance vehicles. And this is a quick decon wash on how I do the decon wash. I already did the wheels and tires off screen. And my wife and I did this vehicle over 2 years ago. This is one of my very first YouTube videos that I did, where I think I did a compound and a polish, and then I applied the glass parency 1 year spray coating. That's pretty much it. The owner does have this in the garage. It is a Garage Queen, and I will show you how the water behavior looks. It is still performing amazing. The owner washes this probably 3-4 times a year with just a regular pH neutral soap. It sits in the garage. Some areas are clogged up or failing, but we only applied a 1 year spray coating, a 1 year plus spray coating, and this was, as I said, over 2 years ago, and it's just holding up great. We'll bring you in so you can see. Look at that. Some areas are slightly clogged, but overall it is amazing. This is a 2010 Audi TT, and when I first did this video, yes, it had hard German clear for sure. And yep, so I'm going to show you how I do these decon washes. And since it is a Garage Queen, what I'm going to do is apply Primus first, do a light clay. I'm going to do a light clay step, and we will see what else it needs from there. In terms of water spot remover, I'm not going to use any water spot remover. The only reason for that is it is a Garage Queen, so Purifica should be more than enough to take care of those water spot minerals. Because as the owner said, it definitely doesn't see the rain, and if it does see the rain, it's because it was unexpected forecast, if anything, for that day, and it just decided to rain there, but it doesn't see much rain whatsoever. So I like to apply Primus all over the body of the paint, let it dwell for a bit, and then I'll rinse it off. And then this is the part, since the vehicle is not really dirty whatsoever, this is the part where I rinse off Primus, and then I just apply Purifica, leave it on the paint and let it dwell. Now in my bucket, I am using a pH neutral soap. You can use what you like. I'm gonna use Clean by Pandy Organizer, put about 2 ounces right inside my bucket. I'm gonna foam this on, and I am also going to start rinsing off the Primus. Now that that's done, time to apply Purifica, the acidic, to kill any water spot minerals. And I'm gonna let this dwell. I am working in the shade today. And it's not because of the chemicals, it's because of me. The sun really tires you out. It's not fun. And this is all lifetime. I'm not gonna try to do any cutaways. I have all the products and stuff that I need on my bench, and everything's already done. But yes, in terms of working in the shade, is because of myself. It's starting to get humid here in New York, and it is not fun when you're working in the sun. And from here, let it dwell for a minute or two. And let me know what products all of you have been using in terms of decontaminating your paint, what other products that you enjoy using for this process. And yeah, I covered the entire vehicle and Purifica. Let that dwell. And I'm going to grab flag tip nylon brush. This is from my wheel bucket. Rinse that off, and I'm just going to do the plastic areas like I always do. It's just the lower plastic area that's there, which is only on the back bumper and right here in front of the vehicle, which is the grill. Clean up the license plate too. Make that look nice, shiny. And that is it. As the Purifica is sitting there and it's dwelling the acidic soap, I'm gonna come around and do my contact wash with Pans soap. This is going to help neutralize a little bit and also spread the soap around. Time to flip this. This vehicle is not dirty whatsoever. And one key thing to note if you have if you still have protection, this is what you want to look for on your actual paint. This is what you want to look for. So let me put you right down here on this quarter panel. And look how it turns into perfect circles once I wipe the Purifica in. Once it starts separating itself, you know the protection is still there and it is still doing its job. It's not perfect circles, but you can see it's breaking away. See that? It is breaking away. Same thing up here on the roof. After spreading the acidic soap around, it's breaking away because it is eating those minerals and removing them. Same thing on this side. And the paint doesn't feel whatsoever. Barely any signs of contamination. And if I'm going to apply any iron remover, it's just to let it dwell. One quick pass, and that's it. So that's it for this side. And you know what? I'll probably just cut just so I could finish the rest, and I'll show you during rinse off on how it rinses off. It's time to rinse off, and let's see. If it has degraded by any chance the spray coating that was applied on here. And as you see, hopefully you can see, nothing. If anything, it's sheeting off a lot quicker. Look at that. So that is rinsing off Purifica. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spray a little bit of iron remover. First, I'm going to do it on the hood. And then from there, I am going to do it just on the rear bumper side, the trunk side. And that is just to see how much iron contamination is on there. And on the same time, I'm just going to hit the actual areas that are high, excuse me, that are high impact areas of iron contamination, where that typically goes on every vehicle, which is the rear and of course the front bumper, or sometimes the hood. And the way it looks like the water beading is just 10 times faster and better than what it was at. That's pretty awesome. Gray Sidero, this is diluted 1 to 3. and I am going to spray it on the hood. Let's see if it needs it. There are some iron specks that I see, but it's not saying, hey, I really need. And I'm spraying heavily just so we can see if there is any iron particles. I do see a tad bit of contamination, but it's just normal. It's not something that you actually can feel. I will bring you in. Look at that. That's nothing. It's just 1 to 2 specks. So in this case, it's not really needed whatsoever to do a complete iron decon. For the purpose of the video, you don't hear anything. It just glides. Look, close to the microphone, nothing. This is not, yeah, it doesn't need a clay whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is just rinse this off, and that's about it. That's it. It doesn't need anything on this part. It's just a well-maintained vehicle. So once you find out that you don't need to do any sort of clay process, what we're gonna do here is rinse off the rest of the iron remover. And we are going to top the vehicle with Labo's Beneficia. Be a topper sacrificial layer on top of this spray coating. It's definitely going to last a lot longer. So, a couple sprays. It's kind of windy, so some of the sprays are just blowing over to the side. And just rinse off right away. In terms of water beading, you're not gonna, you know, see any improvements really, because the spray coating's doing its job. And as you can see, I am rinsing from the bottom up. That's what you want to do. Rinse from the bottom up. You want to push the rest of that rinse off sealant, and you want it to do as much contact as possible on the paint. So I spray it on there, spray it right here on the sides. And since I'm in the shade, I am doing this whole left side, but right here. I'm going to show you the drying process. All right, so before we get to the drying step, one last thing, you can also apply Beneficia to the rims. Be generous with it. This is going to help prevent brake dust from accumulating over time. And you just rinse it off and you added protection until the next wash. Now for this one, it is a garage clean. It doesn't really drive, and when it does build up some brake dust. But it's very easy to rinse off and wash off. See that? Now we added water beads again on the rims. And that is it. I don't have my goat, but I do have my waffle weave from DIY, and also the drying blanket from DIY. And here you're probably wondering, why am I not using a drying aid? Well, Beneficia, the spray on rinse off, leaves the paint super slick that you don't even need a drying aid. That is the benefit of using something like that. If you're somebody who actually maintains their vehicle over time, and like the owner of this Audi, she takes amazing care of it, you're not going to need a drying aid. Coatings will last a lifetime. When people say, oh, it's a lifetime coating, well, guess what? It will last a lifetime, or it's 3 to 5 years if you maintain it like this individual. Not everybody has a Garage Queen, but this just goes to show that a 1 year spray coating lasted pretty much 3 years. It's great work. And all they do is just wash it with a pH neutral soap and a basic drying aid, like a rinse and swash drying aid, or a ceramic detailer, which has like no protection. I think they use the Griot's Garage one, ceramic detail spray, or sometimes they use Speed Shine as the drying aid. They don't do anything else whatsoever to the vehicle. So all you're gonna do is just dry away. It's a drying blanket. Sucks up a lot of water. And then I use the waffle weave from DIY as my squeegee towel, where it sucks up 90% of the water, and then I come back with the rest with the DIY one, just to dry off. All right, so we're up to the finale, and I am using Pan's tire dressing. Shake this up. Don't worry about the rotors. I'll move the car back and forth. Use the brakes. That's just because of the cleaner I was using. And I apply a generous amount on the applicator and just apply it all the way around, a nice and even finish. Pan's tire dressing is super easy to use, and after about 15-20 minutes you let it sit and it'll die down just a little bit for a nice matte finish. But overall, look at that. I'll move the car back and forth for the after walk around, but that is the finish it leaves, and it'll seep into the rubber. Very, very, very nice. All right, this pretty much sums up this week's podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed the entire process. Now, yes, this is a Garage Queen. It goes to show that if you treat your car like a Garage Queen, a 1 year spray coating will give you more than 1 year of durability, and this goes to show it. Now, in terms of all the products that was used, I used them from pretty much A to Z, except with the iron remover and the clay towel. It did not need it. It had 1 to 2 specs, and the paint still felt super smooth. Did not need an iron remover. And since the last time we polished it, as you see on the walk around, it did not have any scratches whatsoever. It's just a great way to know that, you know, when a vehicle is taken care of this good, it goes to show that everything pretty much lasts. Now, the product of the week is Beneficia, and I love this stuff just because you could spray it on, rinse it off, and you could protect your rims or your wheels after every wash, because you want that brake dust to come off easily off the rims. And then on the paint, you're gonna get 1 to 3 months of protection. This will definitely surpass, you know, it will definitely last a full 3 months, just because it is a Garage Queen, and it acts as its own drying aid. You spray it on, you rinse it off, and then the paint feels super slick. All you need is just your drying towel, and that is it. I love this stuff as well. Now, in terms of all the products you can get at the House of Rags, just use code DMS at checkout for 10% off. And one last thing I did forget to say is I use this stuff in the shaded area, or just work quickly. You want to spray it on, let it dwell for 15 minutes. If you're going to do this on glass, on a sunny glass, and it's hot, you will get some streaking. Just prefer to use this in a shaded area, or as I said before, just spray it on, rinse off right away. You're not going to get the full durability if you do that. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.